For the last couple years, I've had a passion for working with college students, and it gives me life to see students come alive and really find out who they are and their gifts and their talents. And so I've done that the last 8 years at the university. But really, this last year of my life, I was pregnant with our little girl, Eliana, and I just really started growing this passion for women and for ladies on campus. And that kind of collided with me working. I got to be 28-year-old dean at the university, and I was just so blessed to be in that role and so surprised that God gave me that opportunity. And so I had this influence here in this part of my life on campus, and being able for girls to look up to me and see me in this role, and helping students kind of find who they are, and then this growing passion for females and helping them come alive and figuring out who they are. And so these two worlds just really started to collide, and there was something burning in my heart that, what do I do with this passion for girls, and to see them really be equipped and to grow into the women that God's called them to be. It was about last November. I was on maternity leave, and I decided to finally put to words what I had been feeling. And so I wrote Jenny Allen and Lindsay Nobles an email, and I had this idea. What if we started reaching college girls at 18, 19, 20, 21, inviting them into this journey of the If Gathering movement? And what if we began to start unleashing them and inviting them into figuring out, what if God was real? Then what? How do they live their lives as a college students? I didn't have all the answers, and I didn't have this grand plan and this strategy, and I didn't have it all figured out, but I just knew that I loved what If was about, and I love college girls, and I wanted these two worlds to come together. I wrote the email, I said a prayer, and I sent it, and I didn't know how it would be received. I didn't know if anything would ever come of it, or if it would have just been a nice feeling that I had, and I just, regardless, had to get it off my chest. I had to get it out there and then let God do something with it. I got a response from Jenny and from Lindsay, and they said, yes, we love it. And what God was stirring in their heart was this idea of If College. And I said, yes, this is what I was hoping for. So I was excited. Maybe one fear was overcome, but then the next fear quickly came, and it was, well, will any students want to be a part of this? Like, is this really something that other girls on campus would want to come to? And so another quick fear I had to overcome was, we had an interest meeting, and we said, hey, do you guys want to come share with us? What do you want to be a part of? So we got some coffee, and we sat at a table, and we didn't know if anyone was going to come. And they actually came, and we invited 6 or 8 girls, and I think around 20. We ran out of chairs. The table was so full, and they decided to come. And so it's been time and time again that I've had to risk. I had to really see that God was moving and stirring, and I feel like God is blessing it because it's faith, and it's not a grand plan that Hillary has really figured out for If College. We really wanted to figure out what would serve the needs of the ladies on Southeastern's campus. And so through those interest meetings and conversations, we figured out that they wanted to have a safe place to have dialogue together. We decided to use the model of the If table and to gather around. It's working for thousands of other ladies. Why not college students? And so we've kind of adopted that model, but tweaked it a little bit for the college girls. And so they decided that they want to lead in pairs. And so on our campus, we have a host, so an If host, and there's 2 of them. And so once a month, these ladies together, they invite 8 girls to gather around the table with them, and they discuss the same 4 questions that are being discussed around the world for 2 hours. And so it's a really simple model: 8 girls, 4 questions, 2 hours, once a month. And the really neat thing about that is that we also have these ladies on our campus, staff and faculty members, who are If guides. And so an If guide is simply that. They share their life. They guide these hosts by answering tough questions, being there to really, are they growing spiritually? It's accountability, a little bit different than per se a mentor, but more somebody saying, you can look at my life, let me guide and direct you based on kind of who I am, and to give them the courage and and the bravery to go back to the table and to really lead their peers. My hope and my heartbeat for IF College is that ladies would start to get plugged in now. They wouldn't wait till they've graduated or they're married, but they would really start to wrestle with the question, if God is real, then what? How do I live my life now as a college student to find the blessing and in the joy of being brave on their campus, and start by being an ambassador, or start by hosting a table and really joining into the IF Gathering movement right now.